This is a KLFY Plus original podcast, Candid Conversations with Lainey Miller.
Welcome back to another Candid Conversation. Today we are talking to Tiffanie Lewis, the 2022 Remarkable Woman winner. Thank you for joining me, Tiffanie.
Absolutely. I'm so honored to be here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming in. You are so busy making time for us because you are the CEO and founder of a school here in Acadiana. What is that school, and tell us about it?
I am the CEO and founder of J.S. Clark Leadership Academy in Opelousas, Louisiana. And we are really based around project-based learning, technology, and really student-centered. Most of our high school students earn a high school diploma and a college degree at the same time. So whether that be in technical degrees or general studies.
Wow. What are some examples of that? Whenever we say technology and tech degrees, what exactly are they graduating with? What are just some examples?
Yeah, so our students who are earning technical degrees are earning technical degrees in areas like welding, diesel mechanic, IT, and just a variety of industrials. Louisiana is very industrial related. Workforce ready. And so our students are leaving us not only with the skills, they're also leaving with a tangible degree to go and begin working in high-level, high-wage careers.
I love that. I mean, that's a necessity.
Absolutely.
When did you start this school?
We opened in 2012. Wow. And we're a type 2 charter school in Louisiana, which means that we can take students from across the state. But a majority of our students are in St. Landry Parish, as well as some come from Vermilion and Lafayette Parish.
So whenever you say majority come from St. Landry Parish, are they mainly from Opelousas or kind of surrounding?
Mainly from Opelousas, but also surrounding areas. So we have, Ville Platte, we have Washington, just a variety of neighborhoods around the St. Landry community.
Wow. Okay, what inspired you to start this academy? Because it's very different and pretty much a necessity for young people in the area, but not many other schools offer this. What inspired you to do that?
I'll tell you what really inspired me to do this was my own children. I have two daughters. One is now 24 and one is 19. Both are graduating from college. My oldest daughter is graduating from Meharry Medical College, and my youngest from Grambling State University. So when they were growing up, they both really had a high capacity for learning. And so I always question, is high school the right thing for them, general high school? And so my oldest daughter kind of went through those courses really quickly without a big challenge. And so I wanted her to be able to have a challenge. And I felt like other students needed that challenge too, to be pushed in the direction of, if they were going to college, to be able to go to college with something tangible that they were leaving high school with other than a regular high school diploma. And those who were not interested in college wanted to go into a workforce area. And so that's really what inspired me to open this school, my own kids. And so they've been very successful, and so many others. We've had, this is be our 8th graduating class this year. And we have over 74 students who have earned a college degree and a high school diploma at the same time.
Wow. They are prepared for the workforce by the time they graduate high school.
Absolutely.
What are some of the top fields that you see them leaning towards? I mean, this is our future. What futures are they choosing?
A lot of students are going into the IT field, which means that they're coming out with degrees that they can go right into the workforce and work for Walmart Distribution Center with their technology, drones, Amazon working with their drones, and really high-end tech that they'll be able to manage, as well as some of them are offshore, working for offshore companies. We have lots of students in the medical field. And of course, the most exciting part for me is we have 7 teachers that have come back to teach at school, 7 graduates that have come back to teach at J.S. Clark. Yes.
Wow. So your children inspired you to create this school. Were they old enough to attend the high school, or it started after they graduated?
No, both of my kids graduated from J.S. Clark. Both of them graduated from J.S. Clark. So, yeah, really proud of that. They've done an amazing job. They set the tone, really. And so being able to allow students to have an opportunity like this is very crucial, especially in 2025 because of the job market, the industry. So this allows students to really leave high school ready to go into the workforce, understanding what it means to go into the workforce. And then those students who are going off into college, They're already ahead of those freshmen who are entering without any college experience. My students often tell me, when they run into freshmen, like, oh, we've already done that. We've already been in those college courses, so we understand that. And that's the big advantage, particularly for African-American students.
Talk more a little bit about that, how it creates more opportunity for that group of people.
Yeah, so what it does is when students take high school courses in college courses in high school, it gives them a leverage in terms of understanding what college material is going to be like, how to talk to college professors, how to turn in assignments, what the college level assignment looks like. So as these young 18 and 19-year-olds go off to college and they're, seeing a new world, what they do have is that academic base. And that's a really huge issue for particularly, like I said, African-American students to be entrenched in those endeavors before they actually go so they can handle those. And then those who are going into the workforce, we are elated about the success that they've had because we have students that are 20 buying homes, 21 making $100,000 a year. Industry is very successful in Louisiana. And so if you can get in those industry-based jobs with a degree, you're already ahead of people who've been in the industry for 5 or 10 years.
I mean, it's incredible. I'm sure you've heard tremendous amount of success stories from your students. What's maybe one or two that you can tell us?
One, I can give you one for sure. My student, Miss Manuel, she graduated with her associate's degree. She also went back to school and graduated from Wiley with a bachelor's degree. And she just recently graduated from LSU with a master's degree. She came back and taught at J.S. Clark, and now she has gone into her field of counseling, not school counseling. We want her to go in school counseling. But she's a counselor now. And so that is one of the amazing stories. And she's only 22 years old and bought a house.
Wow.
So amazing, right? She's already got a leg up, and that's what we want to be able to give our students, an opportunity to have a leg up.
Well, you are giving students more opportunities in school. It's on the court as well with you, but we'll talk a little bit more about that after the break.
Candid Conversations with Lainey Miller.
Welcome back. We are talking with Tiffanie Lewis, former Remarkable Woman winner, CEO, founder of a school in Opelousas, and a former basketball coach. Okay, tell us about your time as a basketball coach, because whenever you won Remarkable Woman, you were coaching the boys team, right?
I was, yes. That's been a real journey. And I really, to this day, I don't understand how in the world I put all that in my brain, right? But I was an athlete in high school. I played basketball in high school, played college volleyball. So I always say now, if you're a coach, like you can coach anything, or so I took on this journey one year when my kids was like, we're tired of all these coaches. And I was like, I knew I wasn't going anywhere. So I was like, okay, I'm going to coach. And I remember the first game that I coached, one of the parents came up to me. She was like, you're coaching? And I said, well, yeah, we're going to see. And we actually won that game. So I think I gained some confidence that game. But I had a great group of kids, and I didn't want to disappoint them. They loved sports. They loved basketball. And I really just fed off of that. I did a lot of research. I spent hours and hours, watching the greats and watching basketball. And I brought that back to the team. I was a tough coach. If you ask anybody, I'm probably one of the toughest out there.
Wow.
And we had a good time. We went to LHSAA finals twice. We didn't win, but we went twice. Had some great teams, formed great relationships. I still talk to those kids today. Matter of fact, 2 of them are coaching now. One is the head basketball coach.
There you go.
Yes, so it's been full circle. But it was a great opportunity coaching those guys and seeing them flourish in their lives. They're all doing really well, really successful. And that was just a great opportunity,
I mean, now that you're on the other side of it and you saw the success from that, what would you go back and tell yourself whenever you were like, someone's got to fill this spot? I guess it's got to be me. What would you go back and tell that version of you?
Well, I'll be honest with you. What that did was prove to me that all things are possible, right? And we can teach ourselves whatever we need to learn to be successful. So there's no limit to that. And that mindset is what I carry on to my students every day. You could do whatever it is that you want. You only limit yourself. And so when I took on that opportunity, I was like, I'm full head in, and that's what I do. Like if I decide I'm going to do something, it's going to be 110%, and that's what we're going to do. And so I would just continue to tell myself, hey, you could do whatever you want to do, whatever you choose to do, and be successful at it. And I tell students that every single day. There are no limits, only the ones we put on ourselves.
Well, I think you're applying that to expanding the school now. There's no limit on that. What changes have been made since you won Remarkable Woman?
Lots of work has been done. We, during that time, 2022, the next year, we actually added kindergarten. So our kindergarten has now grown. So we are now K through 12 school. And we also are building a brand new state-of-the-art facility, 54,000 square feet in Opelousas, on the west side of Opelousas. And the reason why that's important to me is because it's a community that really used to be full of life. It was a growing neighborhood, and it took a dip. And we want to bring that life back to that neighborhood. We were very intentional about where we put this school because we understand that wherever there's a school, there is thriving community. And so we want to bring that community back to its full nature, back to its full standing in our community. So we are investing in the west end of Opelousas, and we invite everybody to come and invest in the west end. It's going to be a great place.
I mean, everyone investing in that side of town, it will flourish.
Absolutely.
Y'all are creating kids who graduate and are able to work. So that's creating jobs in that area. Like, what is y'all's vision for the west side or west end of Opelousas after this?
For the west end, we want to invest in, one of the things that we're really focusing on at our new school is healthcare. So we want to do an allied healthcare academy, which is what we're working on with our partners, because healthcare is really important. We just found out about healthcare. Now a lot of people losing their health insurance. And so we want to make sure that just because you're in a neighborhood or in an area that may not be as, what's the word I want to say?
Invested in.
Yes, invested.
Yeah.
Thank you. You still deserve great health care. And so we want to be able to raise the next healthcare providers in our community to service our community and the state of Louisiana. So that's one thing. And the other thing that, since we're sitting here in this media room, is we want to have a media center.
Yes.
Where we broadcast media, we prepare students for media, not just in the television world, but social media is really taking off. And students need to understand that world too. It's not just get on and try to get followers. It's what information are you putting out there for our community that's going to benefit us, that's going to benefit the people. And that really is the stance of our school and where we're building. We always say the theme is for us. This school is for us, by us, and with us. That's the theme of this community school.
I love us. Love us. I'm a part of y'all's slogan
Yes,
now.
yes.
I love it. I love y'all's slogan. So what differences, if any, will there be from the other academy? Or is it all going to be the same?
It'll be all the same. This particular school will house 7th through 12th grade. So it's a middle school, high school combo, I guess you will. And our current school will continue to house K through 6th grade. And so what we're doing is we're really bringing in our 7th and 8th grade into a high school atmosphere, which means that we're really focusing on science and mathematics. And in fact, we brought in teachers from the Philippines to help us with that. We have 3 teachers that are with us now who all have doctorates in science and math. And so we're going to take it to the next level. Again, we're talking about healthcare. You have to know math and science, right? So we're going to bump up that level of math and science in our school, particularly in 7th and 8th grade, which will carry on through high school.
That is so intentional. What is your background? What did you do before starting this academy?
I was a fundraiser. I worked for Rice
really?
University Endowment, and I raised millions of dollars for Rice University. And then somebody said to me one day, you should think about being a teacher. I was like, no way. I don't even like kids.
Well,
And look where we are, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Now I bet you do.
Absolutely. I love kids, of course. And really, I love to see the transition that our young people are making. And when we started kindergarten, I can't wait to see our kindergartners graduate as seniors. That will be full circle for me to see those students come in as babies, literally, and we're pushing them out the door to be great young adults. That's what I'm looking forward to. So
I love that. Well, it's clear to see why you were named the Remarkable Woman winner in 2022, but I want to know what you did with your prize after this break.
Candid Conversations with Lainey Miller.
Welcome back. Back in 2022, Tiffanie Lewis, you won, was it $1,000 for being the winner?
Yes.
What did you do with your $1,000?
So I am involved in Jack and Jill of America. My chapter is Southwest Louisiana chapter, and we cover, I want to say, about 54 zip codes.
Oh, wow.
From Lake Charles to Opelousas. And what it is it is an organization of African American mothers who are dedicated to raising the next generation of leaders. And so we do a lot of work advocacy with our youth. We do a lot of advocacy work with students to make sure that we are raising the next generation of leaders. So that's where my $1,000 went to. And like I said, it is near and dear to my heart. I'm still a member of the organization. And our organization, so speaking of other opportunities, that our organization now, Jack and Jill, is also funding a house. It's the Jack and Jill House from...
Is this in Louisiana?
This is in Louisiana,
Okay,
yes.
wow.
We are funding a house, and I don't know why the name skips my mind, but we're building a house for a deserving family. Wow. And so that's part of the reason why I chose the Jack and Jill of America to give back, because also Second Harvest has been a great opportunity for us to give back to. So those funds went to fund Habitat Home, that's what I couldn't think of,
Okay.
as well as Second Harvest Meals. So yes, the organization is awesome.
What are some other examples that Jack and Jill does? I know we said investing in youth in certain communities, but Second Harvest was a great example, building homes. What are some other, give backs that they do?
We actually host an event every year that is the Derby Day. And so part of Derby Day last year, I was the president of our chapter, and we raised $80,000 to give back to local communities. So we give out awards as well to leaders in the community, because that's so important that our children see leaders. So we give back to leaders in our community who are doing great things as well, award them with an opportunity as well. And with the $80,000 as well, we fed over 100,000 children through Second Harvest. And we also are building a home, like I said, with Habitat for Humanity. So it is really community driven. We work with several organizations in the community to help youth also get opportunities to do community service, opportunities to learn about careers and fields that they may never have known about. Mm-hmm. So that's part of the endeavors that we take on with Jack and Jill as well.
I mean, I feel like it's all tied into J.S. Clark. Leadership, like your main mission, investing in youth.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Did you think, going back in 2022, getting this award, did you think it would ever turn into all of this?
I always dreamed it would.
Aww.
Always dreamed it would. For me as a youth growing up, the reason I guess I'm so mission driven about students is because someone invested in me. I can remember my principal at elementary, I was really close with him, and he would stay after school with me. In fact, he gave me my first car.
What?
Yes, he
Tell
gave me
more
my
about
first
that.
car. So his name was Mr. Norman. He's passed recently. He just took an interest in me, and I didn't live in. This is the hilarious part of this. I did not live in the community. My mom would drive 20 minutes to get to school, to take me to the school that was flourishing. And so she would be late every day picking me up. And he was like, I know you don't live in this community, but you're thriving, you're doing well. And we just formed a relationship. And when I got to high school, his son had graduated from college and he had a car, and he gave me his son's car. So amazing story. Like I said, so when you pay it forward, somebody pays it forward to you, you have to pay it forward back. And this is my pay it forward back.
Wow, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's clear to see why you were named Remarkable Woman of the Year, but why do you think someone nominated you?
I think because of my tenacity, my bulldogness, and I say that because that's our mascot, right? I'll go in 100%, 110% for whatever it is I'm doing. And that includes, my community. I live in St. Landry, Opelousas, and I feel like if we form a great community, our children will be better for it, our community will be better for it, and of course the world will be better for it. So I think people see that in me. They see my willingness to do whatever it takes, my commitment to children, my commitment to our community, and I think that's the reason why they nominated me.
I love it. We're going to learn more about your commitment to your community right after this break.
Candid Conversations with Lainey Miller.
Welcome back. Remarkable Woman winner, CEO of a school, former basketball coach, but there's so much more to you, Tiffanie Lewis. How else are you involved in your community?
I love to give back to my community. One of the things that we do, we require our athletics teams to do 10 hours of community service every year. And the reason is for that is because we have to learn how to give back. Mm-hmm. So we require them to do 10 hours, and they've done community service from Lake Charles to Opelousas. And oftentimes as a coach, I would go with them to set those things up to make sure that our students are actively involved in our community. And that's one of the things that I really am thankful for, is that our students appreciate that they have to be willing to put themselves out there to give back. It always comes back to you. And that's one of the things that I think that one of the lessons that I certainly want my students to be able to leave J.S. Clark with, understanding that not only do they have to give back, they have to come back. And this is homecoming week, so all my alumni, please come back and enjoy, the investment that they've put in. And I tell my students all the time, we would not be able to do any of this if it were not for them. And our growth has been really centered on the backs of our alumni at J.S. Clark. And that's giving back, in one way or another. So I'm always looking for ways to be involved. I am on the planning commission for Opelousas. And that's been a huge endeavor for me, because I get to see what is coming forth in our city. Mm-hmm. What are the plans for our city growing? And that's part of the reason why I think, when we talk about intentionally putting our school on the West End, is what I saw a lot of potential for growth sitting on the planning commission. Mm-hmm. The opportunity for that end of town is desperately needed. And I want to be the person who helps to invest and bring it forward.
I feel like most people don't always have a lot of hope when they see a town maybe that was once thriving, needs a little bit more investment. What encouragement do you have for people in St. Landry Parish and Opelousas? You're seeing it firsthand grow and investments being made. Is there any encouragement you can give
Absolutely.
to St. Landry?
I think, again, my life speaks to that same encouragement. I'm a kid from the projects, 3rd Ward, Houston, where they said you couldn't make it out, and so, it's been success for me. And it's just the mindset. And I think that in our community in St. Landry Parish, we just have to have the mindset that things can change, people can change, and growth can happen. If we have that mindset and we pour into our children those mindsets, then things will look brighter. And we do see growth happening in Opelousas, a lot of growth happening in St. Landry Parish, but there is opportunity for more.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like how you said investing in growth in the area, but you've definitely done that for a lot of young minds across Acadiana. So besides that, what's something that people may not know about you?
Ooh. I'll tell you something that I don't know if it's a secret to the general public, but I've had these discussions. So, like I said about coaching, I really want to be a kickers coach for our football team. Our football team is young. We have a JV team. We'll be varsity next year. Wow. And I'm like, I think I can be a kickers coach.
I love it. So maybe that's what's next for you. Yeah. And then what else is next is opening the second location of the school. When Absolutely. Is that set to happen?
June 2026. We will be opening our brand new facility and welcoming in our students. That is going to be such an exciting, amazing occasion. It's been a dream for a long time. My students will tell you, years ago, I talked about this school, and being patient, waiting for the perfect opportunity, is a lot to say about this new campus. And what it speaks to me is hope. Mm-hmm. It's hope. And our students deserve hope. They deserve a place that reflects the work that they've been doing. And our students have been doing an absolute amazing job. We've been a B school. And so they've put in the work. So this is a reward for that work that they've done.
Yeah, well, you are a manifestation of hope. Congratulations on all of your endeavors, and thank you so much for coming catch up with us since winning Remarkable Woman.
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure and an honor. I love Acadiana. I'm originally from Houston, but this is my home now, and I love Acadiana, St. Landry Parish. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, and thank you for watching another Candid Conversation.